First, we cut a sheet of cork and glue it on top of the wooden base. This will be the foundation where we build everything else. It's a good idea to break the edges instead of cutting them cleanly to get a more natural shape. This is actually the fun part, so don't be afraid to be a bit aggressive. Next, we start building the main structure. I recommend thinking about the overall shape from the beginning, the general layout, the heights, and the volume you want. We'll add details later, but at this stage it's better to keep things simple so the idea is clear. Again, we break any shape that looks too artificial. There's no need to be careful here. We continue building the structure. As you can see, it's very easy. The only rule is to destroy anything that looks too perfect. Now we start adding extra elements. In my case, since this is going to be a natural countryside style base, I add some slate stones. Don't overthink it. Just place them here and there, wherever you like. There's no right or wrong here, just whatever feels natural. Then we add more detail, using the cork pieces we broke earlier, always aiming for a natural look. We glue a few more stones and start spreading soil texture all over the base, leaving the stones visible. One important tip here is to slightly cover the edges of the stones and not worry if we cover them too much. That actually adds more texture and makes everything look more realistic. If you have resin rock bits, you can add those as well, but honestly, any small stones you find outside will work just fine. To finish the ground texture and add even more realism, I use the cork pieces we broke at the beginning and scatter them across the base. I fix them using glue diluted with water. A trick that works really well is to also sprinkle some powdered snow texture to create fine detail. Since the ground is still wet, there's no need to add more glue. As you can see, I also apply this to the stones to add extra texture and achieve a much more natural and realistic finish. Here, I'd use a bit of glue. After priming, we start painting. If you can prime the base in brown, that's even better and will save you time. In my case, I primed everything black. Now, here's a very important trick to make the ground look realistic. Paint the base using all the colors you think could fit the terrain you're creating. In this case, I use different browns, yellows, and similar tones. Paint in sections without being too precise, using diluted paints. This way, the colors blend naturally and the result looks much more realistic. For the stones, we do the same thing. We paint them using several shades of gray. I start with a greenish gray and then layer different grays on top. I also paint any small stones I consider part of the terrain. At this point, everything might look terrible, and that's completely normal. Trust the process. With a dry brush and a fairly light color, we unify all the tones. Because we painted the base with multiple colors, the final result will look very natural. Before dry brushing the rocks, I recommend applying a green wash and then a black wash. I think this gives an absolutely amazing finish. To finish, we add the vegetation details. First, we use what I like to call the machine of death to apply static grass. And yes, it earns that name. Please use plastic gloves and handle it carefully. I don't want anyone getting hurt. In my case, I only apply grass in certain areas. Finally, we glue a few grass tufts here and there, along with some flowers, to give the base its final look. I hope you liked it. If you enjoyed the video and made it this far, a like is always appreciated. YouTube really likes that. And if you want to see more videos like this, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss the other projects I'm working on. See you soon. Bye.